Hello guys, today we're going to be talking about how to write a very successful cover letter or letter of application. My name is Alan Farhan. Let's get started. First of all, we need to know what is the most important 3 P's in cover letter. They are personable, professional, and persuasive. So your cover letter should resonate all these 3. How cover letter and resume differs? Is there any difference between these two pieces of writing? Yeah, the letter of application should emphasize the most relevant details of your education, experience, and talents. You don't need to copy and paste what you have written in your resume, but in the cover letter you should be very specific because they are mostly related to your job application. Second one, in short, a resume or resumes contains the raw material. There are some materials in your resume, you should build it up in your cover letter because that will be the last marketable product. So there are something that you should not include it in your application, in your cover letter, as you have mentioned in your resume, but you don't need to repeat it in your cover letter. First one is personal data. You don't need to include your license or certificates or how many languages you can speak or computer skills you can work on it, so you don't need all these details. Second, specific course numbers. It's okay to mention what degree do you have, but you don't need to mention how many course numbers you have taken, how many credits you have taken. 3. Names and addresses of all your previous employers. Again, you mention all these in your resume. You don't need to copy and paste it. Otherwise, you will take your readers' time. They get bored. Writing the letter of application or cover letter, you should have all these points included in your cover letter. First one, supply all contact information as part of your headings. You need to include all your contact information in the write-up of your paper. For example, your name, your email address, your personal phone number, and your address, home address. Second, make sure your letter looks attractive. It should be attractive to attract your reader's attention. Use wide margins and don't crowd your page. Keep your paragraphs short and readable. No more than 4 or 5 sentences in each because it's gonna be a lot. Sometimes you can use a template if you like it. Number 3, send your letter to a specific person. You don't need to make your cover letter generic for everybody. No, never address an application letter to whom it may concern, or dear sir or madam, or dear director of human resource, and so on. You should specify the name of the person you are writing for. For example, dear Alan, dear Jack, Miss Catherine, and so on. Number 4, don't send a form letter to every potential employers. This one you can do it in a resume, but in cover letter, no, it should be very specific and special. Stay away from generic application letter templates. Customize your letter to make sure you address the employer's specific needs. Number 5, be concise and precise. A one-page letter is standard in today's job marketing. So do not write 2-3 pages of cover letter. No, just 1 page, that's enough. You just need to nail the point. Go to the point. Do not play with the words. Number 6, don't be tempted to send out your first draft. Try to revise, try to read again and again and again until you get convinced, persuasive with your letter, then you can send it. Spend some time here in order to save times in the future. The last one, tell the truth. You don't need to exaggerate the importance of any previous job experience or academic work. Never mislead a potential employer by lying about anything related to degrees, continuing education, and so on. Tell what you have it. Let's go to that cover letter. How do you start your opening paragraph? There are 4 questions. You should answer these questions in your first paragraph. What are these? First one, why you are writing this cover letter? You should show your interest. Second, where and how did you learn of the vacancy, the company, or the job? Is there anybody referred you to this job? You can mention them. Or how did you know about this job ad in one sentence. What's the specific job title for which you are applying? So you should specify the job title. Maybe a company is hiring 4 people, one for office, one for admin assistant, one for custodian, and so on. You should specify which job title you are applying. The last, what's your most important qualifications for the job? Do you have any specific achievements in the past that you were working, for example, with a company, it's the same job application they have or they had? So these are my achievements, so you need to mention that. The body of your letter, first of all, keep your paragraph short and readable, 4 or 5 sentences, no more than that. You have about 3 to 5 paragraphs in general. Each paragraph should be consisted of 4 or 5 sentences. Do not begin each sentence with I. No, try to get rid of I. 3. Highlight your qualifications by citing specific accomplishment. Tell your reader exactly how your education and job experience qualify you to perform and advance in the job advertised. You need to tell them that how good asset you will be for their company if you are hired. The last one, mention you are enclosing your resume. You can apply both resume and cover letter at the same time. So how do you close your letter? Try to briefly emphasize once again your major qualification in one sentence and ask for an interview or a phone call. If you are interested in my cover letter, please call me. Third one indicates when you are available for an interview, and the last one is you can seal your cover letter with thanks for the reader. So one thing is very important here, following samples show how not to close your letter, and try don't be very pushy. Do not force them that you should, or like, I would like to set up an interview with you. So that's what you like, but maybe they don't like it. So that's kind of a pushy. Or please phone me to arrange a convenient time. So it means that you are the controller, not they. Get rid of be a pushy person. Or too informal. Don't be try to be very formal. Like, I don't live far from your office. Let's meet for a coffee sometime next week. No, that's very too informal. And the last one is introduces new subjects. You don't need to open a new subject in the last sentence of your cover letter. Last paragraph is just like a conclusion. You just need to repeat what you have mentioned the above. So let me show you some examples of cover letter. That's one of the examples. You see that we have Anthony Jones. Book is Successful Writing at Work by Philip C. Colm. That's a very good book. I recommend you to read it. So that's one of the examples of how to write a cover letter. First, you know, is that template. That's the name of the person. All for information around here, and website developer, that's his interest. Okay, here we say that the clear and professional looking letterhead. Here is the information of the addressee, the person that you are addressing your cover letter. Full, the date and the person of the name of the person, the name of her title, and the company, and address. And here is the person, Dear Miss Nagasaki. I didn't say Dear Miss Manager or Dear Miss Doctor. No, you should specify the name. The first paragraph, identify position and the source of at. Here it is. And the second paragraph, you just focus on the education that matches your job application. And this one is kind of another paragraph, convincing side related to job experience. And the last one is the finishing or the ending letter. I would welcome the opportunity to discuss my applications in graphic design with you. My contact information, you see, this is very polite and very formal. Last one, sincerely yours and your information. Here we say that enclose the resume. It means that the following paper is my resume. That's one of them. That's another one. Again, full information here, the name of the person, the name of the addressee, and all these information here. Again, with the personal contact information and so on. Again, it's the same. And that's the third one. Alright guys, this is what I want to share with you, how to write a very successful cover letter. If you like it, please subscribe the channel to see more videos about these issues. Thank you and have a good day.